we open our doors to our community in so many ways. We create new knowledge. You come here, listen to lecture series, you meet with our students, and our alumni are in our community. We become your university.
You're listening to Your University, the FGCU Podcast, and joining me today is Dr. Aysegul Timur, the president of Florida Gulf Coast University. Dr. Timur, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're so excited to have you today. Now, you are the fifth president of Florida Gulf Coast University, and I say only the fifth because we're still considered a very young university. We opened our doors in 1997. So we're going into our 29th year this coming fall. We'll be 30 a year after that. Do you feel like we've hit our stride?
We are still, in higher education terms, a very young institution. And it has been so wonderful to see the growth of the institution over the years. And as you may know, this university has been built by the community for the community, by the people who believed in that there was a need for a comprehensive university in our region. So it is so wonderful to see that how FGCU and Southwest Florida has grown over time together. What you see at FGCU, the growth of our institution, is how Southwest Florida has been growing over time. So it is just so wonderful to see the marriage, the engagement, and connection to our community all the way.
Yeah, and before you stepped foot on FGC's campus in an official administrative role, right, you were a community member for
Yes.
over 2 decades.
Yes.
You really saw this university as a community member grow. What are some of the biggest changes you've seen over the years?
So FGCU has been very responsive to the changes that has been happening in our region. Look at all of the programs that we developed. 66 undergraduate degree programs, 27 master's degree programs, and 7 doctoral programs. They're all in alignment with Southwest Florida. So FGCU has been responding to that growth with program development and workforce alignment, applied research, and service to our communities in every step that we have been taking in this institution.
Do you feel like that's unique? You know, everybody says higher ed just moves at a glacial pace. And I feel like we've really just skyrocketed.
Yes, because we started this institution with our founding president and founding community members in such way that we are dynamic, very innovative, and being, again, a young institution, we have done things that, all the way today, from the beginnings to today, has been so innovative.
I'm going to go take a look at your background. You're an economist.
Yes.
So for the viewers and listeners that don't know, you are an economist. You look at the numbers, you look at the data. How important is Florida Gulf Coast University to the local economy when you look at the numbers?
We are, FGCU, as the regional comprehensive university, skilled workforce provider to Southwest Florida. That is the biggest economic impact that I can begin with. Think about all the programs that I mentioned. So FGCU alumni are the nurses of our community. They are teachers in our community. I'm so proud of our alumni in the community who are living, playing, and working in our community. And some of them are raising their own family here in Southwest Florida. So think about our alumni being, financial advisors in our community, or our engineers, software engineers, civil engineers, construction, our alumni giving back to our community. I think that is so amazing. achieving our regional comprehensive mission through our alumni. And of course, we have a significant economic impact. We spend money as an institution in our community. So when we estimated it is almost $600 million economic impact in the region. But most importantly, we are partners in this region.
I like that. We really are
Yes.
partners.
So we work with our business community here. We work with our nonprofits here. We work with our hospital system here. We work with our, public school system here. So that exchange is so important because when you collaborate, when you partner, you achieve the greater service, the greater things in our communities. So I think that's what we do. We are the economic engine of Southwest Florida in many different ways.
And we're big collaborators. We'll hear you say this time and time again. It's important to collaborate. We've got to keep collaborating. What are some of the recent collaborations that we've done at Florida Gulf Coast University to really move our university forward and the community forward too?
Thank you. That's a great question. I reference it all the time. I think it is coming from our values. We have three values. We call them 3 C's. Curiosity. We are a curious community. We are in higher education. We ask questions all day, every day. Why? And then the second value we have at FGCU is collaboration. And the third one is commitment to our community, commitment to our region, commitment to our students. But the collaboration and partnership is the way that we serve our students better. So, one collaboration is, as you know, from the beginning of this institution, we said service learning is going to be part of what we do. So, what it means is that students, first time college students, come into FGCU, and we have a graduation requirement 80 hours of service in our community.
But it's service learning, right?
Service learning, because while you are servicing, you are learning, you're building skills, you're learning new abilities, and you are improving your transferable skills in many different ways. So we partner with our community for those service learning opportunities for our students. And believe me, our community opens their doors to our students all the time. So that's one way of collaboration, helping our students grow in our on our campus through education, but integrated with service learning opportunities.
And it's great. It provides an economic win for them as well. It provides a learning opportunity. Maybe they decide what kind of future they want because of this service learning, right? It just it's a feedback loop.
Absolutely. And sometimes these service learning opportunities grow into maybe internships for our students, right? Internships are very important for workforce and academic alignment, how students learn things in the classroom and they go back to the workforce and they apply through those internship opportunities. So that's another way of collaborating with our community, collaborating with our partners.
That's a huge one.
That is a huge one, I know. But collaboration also happens through our community members for them to involve in our college advisory boards, right? They bring their expertise, years of expertise to our colleges and helping us make the best curriculum possible for our students.
Again, it's going back to that community though, right? It is come and give us your input, sit on
Yes.
this board, tell us what matters to you and how we can turn out students that fit that need, right?
Absolutely. We also collaborate with our community for mentorship opportunities for our
That's
students.
going really well, I hear.
Yes, yes. So the mentorship program is growing exponentially. Even some of our community members reaching out to me individually looking for those opportunities because we really have special students. And so you can see that we have so many ways collaborate with our community, but from individuals to our business community to our retired community, and collaboration also for them to come to our campus, attend our lecture series, attend our FGCU Academy. So having them around us is such a great experience for our students, our faculty, and our staff. So you can see how FGCU is very special, the way that we engage with our community all day and every day.
I think that is special. I love that about FGCU.
Thank you.
One of the ways that we are known for our collaboration and community service, we just received the Carnegie Community Engagement Classification. It's basically a way of saying, hey, FGCU, you're doing a great job at civic engagement, service learning, and we're recognizing you for that. That's
Yes.
a big deal.
It is a big deal. Not many universities have that designation. It is a formal recognition of that we are doing things right for community engagement. We are intentional, we are purposeful, and we are strategic, again, to serve our students better, to serve our community better. So I'm very proud of that designation. And from here, I want to give a big shout out to FGCU community and congratulate them for their dedication to community engagement here in Southwest Florida and beyond.
I really feel like we are so lucky to have colleagues and coworkers who really value that
Yes.
in our community.
So if you look at FGCU, teaching and learning is a major function, right? But at the same time, we are, an institution that applied research, our faculty generating new knowledge is this, second piece. And the third one is, again, service. Service comes in many different forms, and community engagement is how we are servicing, again, our students and our community.
One of the other ways I love that we give back to the community, I don't even want to say give back, but that we serve the community is by providing data and information for free and updated. And I want to go over some of those ways because I truly, listen, I've just picked three, but I'm sure there are so many. And I'm sorry I'm only picking three. But the one I really enjoy from the water school is the water quality monitoring dashboard. We live in paradise, and the only way we can keep it being a paradise is if we all care about the environment and to make sure it stays as pristine as possible. And all up and down the Gulf, they have all of these sensors constantly monitoring our water quality, and anybody at any time of the day can jump on their website for free and get this data and
Yes.
look at this data and make decisions. We're not hoarding it. We're not
Yes.
saying we're going to keep it to ourselves and publish.
Yes. Yes.
We're giving it to you all so you can have that. I think that's so special.
That is very special, but think about this one in a larger scope, larger perspective. The data that we collect, we work on it, and then it turns into different research questions that our faculty and our students are working on. Undergraduate research is big at FGCU. And that kind of research informs our state leaders to make policy decisions in Southwest Florida and beyond, in the state of Florida. But beyond that, think about it. That research also helps nationally. That research also helps internationally. We are contributing to new knowledge creation for the entire universe. We are part of it. So I'm so proud of the data that we are collecting at that scope.
And then another one, the Waller Weeks and Johnson Rental Index. And the Weeks is for Dr. Shelton Weeks, the Lucas Professor of Real Estate at FGCU. Love that. I used that many moons ago when I was a journalist to look at what was happening in our area when we saw an affordability crisis. Rents were skyrocketing. We didn't have enough. People were moving down. And just to be able to see that and understand and look at that data again, it's out there. They're putting it out there. They're updating it. That provided a service. It allowed us to see that big picture and say, okay, what are we going to do about that?
I cannot tell you how many people came to me and said how much they appreciate the data that they receive from the local College of Business. So we really help, again, a lot of people to make decisions personally and professionally. And of course, it is a big economic indicator for us, right? Real estate is big in Southwest Florida and in the state of Florida. It is important to, see the business cycle, how the data is really impacting what is coming next for individuals and professionals to make decisions.
Okay, and the last one, I promise, 'cause I can't name them all.
But you know that I'm a data geek, so.
I am too, though. I love it. I am not a numbers person per se, right? I didn't go into math or anything, but I love trying to tease out those patterns and see what's happening. And I think it makes us all better informed citizens, too. But the Regional Economic Research Institute, RERI, am I wrong? But when you came to FGCU, you were involved in the RERI.
Yes, I'm still involved.
Okay.
Even as the president, I work with our director very closely, Dr. Amir Nito. And so I'm going to open a parenthesis here and tell you a story. And when I first arrived to Southwest Florida 28 years ago, I immediately started looking into economic indicators and so many things. And several years later, I discovered the Regional Economic Research Institute at FGCU. And at that time, I believe Dr. Gary Jackson was the director. And I think he was the founding director of RERI. So even though I was in another institution, we were collaborating on so many different levels of data. We were doing a lot of presentations together. So my involvement in RERI way back, probably, 20 years, because that data quality is so important. And that's where RERI really provides that kind of quality data, meaningful, and also data that based on collected data points from so many various resources that informing our community at many levels.
And they have such great data points on there. I love it. They have everything on there. And even if you're like, oh, it's so overwhelming, they give you a nice summary every month that you can read and see the patterns they're finding and everything there. It's all in. We'll link everything for everybody to check out this good info.
And many of our students work at RERI. So I am very proud that how much our students involved, and they know how to turn complex data in a practical interpretation because they are the students of FGCU. They know to take that information, analyze, synthesize, and make it relevant to the individuals.
Do you like seeing that when they come in through the door and they start as a first-year student to then when they graduate and being able to have that knowledge base when they leave, to be able to turn that data around and analyze it?
Yes, that is a reward. For hours and years that we work with our students, seeing them, starting our institution and graduating and with knowledge, skills and abilities and really going to the workforce very strongly prepared for any opportunities to come to their way is a rewarding experience for all of us.
Now, I know that you like to walk around campus. You're a big walker, right?
Yes, I am.
So for the viewers or listeners out there that maybe just haven't been to our campus, I don't know how you couldn't have come to our campus yet, but if you haven't, what are some places they can park and walk around and really experience the campus? Do you have a couple that you could just kind of tell them definitely hit this place, hit the library? What are your recommendations?
Well, FGCU is a special place. So I don't have my favorite because I am everywhere. I have that reputation. So I think one important thing is that you're going to start from one boardwalk to another. So there are several of them on our campus, and you will enjoy all these natural trails that we have and, walk around the academic corridor while you can see all these community members, names on our buildings. And then you can pick a few students to say hi, maybe have a short conversation with our faculty members or staff. You will see that this institution, every corner, live and breathe student success. So I invite our entire community to come and walk around and know your university, FGCU. And we're the only comprehensive university in Southwest Florida. And we are everybody's university. And I hope that our community members come walk around and meet with us and maybe even go to one of our restaurants here, maybe Boardwalk, or maybe go to Cohen Student Union and get a snack, or maybe go to South Village, our cafeteria, to have a cup of coffee with a student. There are so many ways that you can engage with your university.
So many ways. You just named just a few, but one of the biggest ways people can come out and really enjoy it is to come and see one of our many athletic sports. We're Division One, 15 Division One teams, or our many, many, many productions from art to theater to music. I mean, you're at, I think, all of them. I don't know how you do it. Close to all. Why do you show up? Why do you enjoy them?
Those are my me times, to me, seeing how students are reflecting their journey at FGCU, even at sporting events, watching our student athletes, in a competition versus seeing our talented students performing in our theater, music, or seeing them in the art gallery for their art pieces, their production, and having conversations with them is um, why I do this job and see our students and they're growing up in this institution. Remember, they come here as teenagers and they graduate from here as an adult. So it is so wonderful to see and share their journey. And I also learn a lot from them when I sit down and talk to them. And it's so great. Yes, I almost attend every possible event. Again, there are some events that I miss, but I try to engage as much as possible because seeing the future, they are our future, and how they gonna serve in our communities and how they grow up in our institution is so great.
You know what? I kind of feel like there's a misconception out there where, and maybe this is true for a lot or even some college presidents, where they just kind of stay on that campus and they're just involved in that campus. And you are very involved in our campus, showing up to all of these events. But you also take it outside of our campus loop road, right?
Yes.
Into the community in which you live. And you're very involved in that community, the broader Southwest Florida community as well. Again, I'm going to ask you how you find that time, but also, why is that so important to you to make sure you bridge that gap?
Yeah. So we are a regional comprehensive university. Our identity is outfacing to our community, align with our community, partner with our community, and bring them to our institution. And I think what I do in our community is reflection of who we are and our identity. And I believe that in higher education, the more you partner with the business community, our nonprofit community, and our government agencies, again, we know what is happening in the workplaces, so we can bring that to the classroom, and I can make that connection, how we are aligning our academics and our workforce development together. Our community owns FGCU, and I like that. They want to know what is happening on our campus. They want to hear from me, from our faculty, and from our people from here, what we're doing. And their involvement is in so many different ways. They sponsor some of our events. We sponsor their events, and that's how we grow and we do things together. So I feel that being part of this community, Katie, you know that I've been here for 28 years, and I call Southwest Florida as my hometown.
We are your
Right.
hometown.
Yes, we are. And FGCU is Southwest Florida's university. And to me, that connection is part of my job. It's part of our jobs. And I am very intentional the way that we engage with our community.
We lift each other up.
Yes. Oh, I like that. I will use that phrase.
I won't trademark it. You can
Okay,
have it.
all right.
What haven't we said yet about your university? And when I say your university, again, you just said that it's all of Southwest Florida's universities. So what haven't we said, and what do you want people to know?
Over the past year, I've been doing this Your University presentations across Southwest Florida. When I first say, FGCU is your university, I can see some people are like, oh, I did not graduate from FGCU. It's not my university. And I'm like, but you're here now in Southwest Florida. We open our doors to our community in so many ways. We create new knowledge. You come here, you listen to lecture series, you meet with our students, and our alumni are in our community. We become your university. And once I start that conversation, everybody's like, yes, FGCU is our university. And I love hearing that. And if you are today in Southwest Florida, yes, FGCU is your university.
So come on down, visit us, see what we have to offer. You'll fall in love with it.
And subscribe FGCU 360. You can get all the news about what is happening at your university. And you can also see the schedule of events, athletic events, or music events, or art events, or lecture series. And you can also audit classes at FGCU if you are over 60 years old.
For free.
Yes, for free. Absolutely.
Well, along with being an economist, I think you have another job title, marketer. We can add to your name. But Dr. Aysegul Timur, it's been an absolute pleasure. The fifth president of Florida Gulf Coast University here. Thank you so much for being on Your University, the FGCU podcast.
Thank you so much. And as always, wings up and go Eagles.